All right. If I can ask everyone to mute their lines and unmute when you want to speak, that'd be great, because I'm getting some feedback and echo here. But good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to some of you. Mr. M Trades here from Momentum Trades. Happy to get another chance to catch up with you guys for our weekly market prep. We had a break last week due to the Easter holidays, and we weren't able to do it. So that's even more of a reason for us to get together here to take a look what's been happening and how the market had performed this past week, and what we might be looking at in terms of, where it's going to go. So as usual, we're going to start with SPY, Qs, NASDAQ, and Russell. We'll also take a look at the economic events that we have coming up next week. I've got a pretty packed schedule here in terms of what tickers I want to take a look at. So like I said, if you want something for me to look at, please post in the Zoom chat and I will take a look. Right, so kicking off here, first of all, let's take a look at the economic events that we have coming up next week. Highest impacts, yeah, let's seeing, we got a 30-year mortgage rate here. Got an initial jobless claims on Thursday, and so that's one to be looking out for. Okay, and the ones that have the highest impact here, GDP growth rate. So that's going to be quarter over quarter. We'll see if the economy had slowed down and the measures implemented by the Fed are working. So, but nothing else apart from jobless claims that we have on Thursday. Right. So as usual, I'll start with SPY here, and we'll go from the from the weekly time frame back to the smaller time frame and see where we can go. We ended up on a weekly chart here, making a new weekly high, which is a positive, following the previous week where we got this doji. We saw a lot of hesitation in the market, and I think that was awaiting key economic data that we got. We had some positive reaction here this week, and it's looking rather positive, I'd say. Going on a daily time frame, as you remember, I've been posting these zones here, and that was key congestion zone, in my opinion, that we needed to get over. As you can see, on Thursday, we tried to break out of that, but quickly rejected and open up lower here around 412 level, and then had a really solid day and made a new high of 415. So what I'd be looking here to see is to break that 415.20 level in order to move to the upside. I think we might have a bit of a consolidation here happening in that zone, but essentially what I'm looking for is on a daily, we would want to close above this level, above this zone in order to continue higher. Above that, we can continue moving towards that 418 resistance on the SPY. And that's going to be another area to break. And above that, we're looking even more bullish here. So that's what we've got going on here. Qs Qs are also looking good here. Let's go on the weekly. We had a bit of this sideways movement here, but it's still holding above this previous resistance, which is nice. You can see we bounced off here, got bought up, and now finished to the top of the range. So nice and tight consolidation here. And as we're going to be moving, we definitely need to break that 322 level in order to push to the next level here of 330. So if that's going to be the case, then definitely watch for the growth stocks. But as you can see, nice and tight consolidation here, a bit of a flag forming as well, and breaking through that range. On the Nasdaq, see that long-term zone that I've identified here during one of our calls. We right in the middle of that here, and got rejected once, and now sort of pulled back and finished lower. So I think we need another bit of sort of tight consolidation, and there's still breakout above 55.70. And that green moving average here that we've got in order to continue higher. We're still below 200-day line on Nasdaq, so so we've got some ways to go there. All right, moving on to the small caps, Russell. Yeah, and again, we had some sideways movement here, still within that range. So putting in the kind of the flat base, as if you will, around this level, and still kind of held back below 200-day line. So what we want to see is move higher here. Key resistance to break is going to be about 180, and then the next one, 181 currently for 200-day line. I'm actually going to set my can I set my alert? Yeah, there we go. There we go. So let's see if that works. I'm going to set my alert here. All right. So that's in terms of, I think everything is looking positive. And I'm not saying any drastic moves to the downside currently. IWM here is respecting that trend line, just bounced off that line. So we've got a flat top forming here as well. So overall, when we take all the key indexes, I think we're heading in the right direction. I think on SPY, especially if we break that 418 level, and that's the level that I've indicated for quite some time now, that's going to be a massive area that if we're going to break, it's going to push definitely. Any questions here on the overall market view before I move on? No. All right. Sounds good. Okay, well, I'm gonna move on first here to probably bigger caps that I want to take a look at, because we just had Apple sort of continuing. I think we identified, I think we did identify the 157 area on one of our calls here to break. It broke out, pushed up to 162, pulled back, tested that previous resistance that you can see over here as support, and moved higher. Sort of that now continues nicely above the 8-day line here. We got the pullback in the prior week on those news, but a nice bounce here on the 20-day line, and now we're moving higher here. from that flag as well, as if you can see, that's a nice flag breakout here. Green over red here as well, and a push now higher. So I expect Apple to continue, especially continue sort of the same direction, especially if we if where the SPY is going to move up higher. When we get above 418 on the SPY, we should have a nice move towards that 176 level. So that's looking positive as well. One of my favorite setups here is CMG, so Chipotle. This is I think we've been on it for quite some time now, but I just continue liking the setup. The RS is increasing now. It's at 89. I think it has, yeah, on the 25th. It's got earnings coming up based on the past performance. I'm expecting some positive results, and especially that we are now breaking above this key pivot level here. The last time it failed and pulled back, but overall my play on CMG is for the target of 2100. So it's a midterm play, and you know, it's moving along nicely, this 8-day line, and respecting that nicely. So next time it pull back to the 8-day line, that might be your entry if you're not in, but that's looking pretty good. All right, moving on to Tesla. Yeah, that, as you can see here, we've got this zone, this supply zone here that is holding us down, and below 200-day line, and there's just let me check the RS on Tesla. I'm just not seeing anything. Yeah, 73 and pointing down. So it's not looking great here at the moment. So, but I think, you know, the 200-day line here, that's gonna, there we go, crossing up. So I'll just set myself alarm for when we cross the 200-day line on Tesla, and that's what I want to see for a move up. But some key resistance level here around 236. So that's where we are with Tesla. Oh, no, NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA is continuing here, still nicely. Kind of coming back down to test this neckline. I don't think NVIDIA is going anywhere. So currently sort of ranging in, sort of putting a range here between 258 and 280. So, and currently touching the 220-day line. So that might be, you know, wait for the green over red, and that might be actually, if you're not in, that might be good place to get in for that move towards 280 and then continue up. So nothing dramatic going on here. The last one I wanted to look at here is JP Morgan. We had a positive earnings report on Friday that sort of, you know, took it really, run up to 10 points. So what I want to see in JP Morgan here is break above that 139.40 for day 2 ER continuation. Oh, I need to cancel some of my alerts, it seems. There we go. All right. Let's do it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So that's all I've got on the bigger caps here. And now let's look at what we can be watching early in the pre-market for continuation on Monday. The first one I have is CNSP. That exploded after hours, I believe, on Friday, and went up by wow, a lot. It had a good day overall. We didn't catch it in the pre-market because there was just nothing happening. Let me quickly check what's what happened in there. Had a 11 in after hours. It had a 11 millions traded. Yeah. Just the only news I have here is on Monday there was CNS Pharma enrolls 100 patients in glioblastoma multiforme treatment trial. And director chief executive officer buys 15,000 shares on average price of 69 cents. So that's nothing. But you know, that's the news that we have here. But nonetheless, it did have a good day on a really good volume. So I would watch this on if anyone wants to trade in pre-market. Here we need that pivot at 350. We need that pivot here around 360 to come and push us to 420, which is the full confirmation entry. And that move alone here is around 20%. So I'll be definitely watching that at the open. So the next one that I've got here is BFRG. We swung this. We swung this already. I think it hit. Was it 820? Yeah, it did hit 820, and it pulled back over here. Kind of looks to me like an ABCD pattern. It just didn't continue here. Still held down by the VWAP. It just couldn't break it, but it's looking good, looking pretty good here. Sort of currently consolidating, bouncing off this support channel, and where we want to see it is around 750 break. I think it's looking pretty good also here on the daily chart. That's why I alerted this as a swing to begin with, because we had this nice respecting, you know, of that trend line. Even though we're getting ups and downs, it's just making these new daily highs, right? So, and once we get above this 950 level here, you know, we've got a blue sky, recent IPO, and that's when, you know, you can see also on the volume side how the volume is increasing over the last 3 days of trading. So that's a positive sign. So that's why I'm putting BFRG on my top momentum swing list. Okay, next one, OBLG. That also exploded. And there's no company specific news to justify the price action. It's a really low float, yet 1.4 million shares, but it did explode here after hours. Pretty significant move here of 60%. So I would watch that here, especially around above this 425 pivot, and then we've got our next one here at 492. You may want to take it as on the break of 501, because full numbers like $4-5 can be seen as a psychological resistance levels. So keep that always in mind. But yeah, at the moment it's below moving averages, but it can change quickly. Like I said, it only has 1.4 million shares in the float, so that can be very volatile and give us some big moves. Okay, last one here on the momentum side, I've got NXDP. And that had also went up from finished around here. Yeah, around 60% move in after hours. What's the volume here? Relatively low volume because only 235,000 shares traded, but the average is 49. Only 3.8 million in float. So definitely worth watching here on what's going to happen in the morning. If it wants to continue, then 203 is your levels to watch here. And yeah, that looks like a penny stocking play. And that volume is pretty significant here. The last time it happened, it was here. It went over there. All right, so that's the momentum that I'll be watching very early on at the market, pre-market open tomorrow. And then moving on to the breakout watch list. First on the list is TIO. This has a RS of 99. And it's breaking out following this consolidation, and you can see what's been happening with the volume here. And I really like that. Although we moved here by 15%, it's only 165, 118 million in the float, but it has got some potential here as well. So the way I would be playing this is to look on the rebreak here to the upside. Let's go in the lower time frame here. Yeah, like I said, the volume was, yeah, the volume increasing. We had a 3.5 million shares traded. Average is 1.5. So, but it's it's heading up nicely. So we may get a pullback here to the view up and then continue up. So that 166 break is the one that I'd like to see. Okay, the next play that I'm watching here is ASUR. And then, excuse me. Okay, apologies. Yeah, ASUR, that's ASUR software, and this one is looking really solid. I think Let me check the financial here. Yeah, 99 RS here. Had a massive growth in sales here, and plus 999% increase in the recent EPS. We also have this nice and tight consolidation here recently that broke out, consolidated for a bit, and now wants to move higher. So this is definitely my top watch play for next week for a swing. All right, next up is STLA. This one has got cap and handle, as you can see here, pattern forming, and now is trying to move up higher. There we go. That's on a daily chart, so you can see this cap and handle better, and that's where the breakout area is right now, and it's moving higher. Solid performance. There we go. And RS of 95. And yeah, and potential on that one here is target of around 23. We've got a first point here around 20 resistance, and then 22, and then I think 23 is the next one. So okay, next one up here is QSR. Similar setup with a cap and handle. Sorry guys, I'm getting a bit distracted. my boys having a meltdown, it seems. Nice cap and handle, broke out and pulled back here. So watch on that rebreak here as well, above that 68 level on the QSR. Rating here is at 86. They had a negative EPS last quarter, which was the first one actually they've missed, but I'm still gonna I'll paste in the performance over here. There we go, with an RS of 86. Okay, AMK is next one up. There we go, nice. And tight consolidation on AMK. That's a financial services play. Yeah, we've got an RS of 97 on this one. very good performance from the EPS and sales standpoint with the RS here at 97. So we want to see here break above, what was that, 30, 32.25. That's what we want to see. So I'm gonna give myself here a little reminder. And I do want you to pay attention. I'll show you a chart in a second similar to this. They had a positive earnings and they pushed, right? Like you can see the gap up and then just consolidated here for a bit. But this is the swing that we've been in for quite some time, and it's ELF. And I think if I'm correct, we got into that here around 70. And as you can see, this is very similar setup to AMK, right? You had this consolidation here, and this is the type of move that we're looking here from, from I think 75 to 9. It's now at 90, but this is, and this is the high performing type of swing that we are after. So I'll just go back to AMK, right? Looks pretty similar in terms of the setup here. All right, a few last ones that I've got here. DFIN. It's what have we got here? The RS of 91. Currently, I think we have this, this gap over here that we need to close up till 48. This is, I would call a lower probability, but still pretty nice setup as well. Okay, next one with the RS of 98, we've got a HGBL. There we go. I like this one a lot. It's just under $3 here, consolidating. And it has this sort of consolidation moves here, as you can see here. And this has been holding up nicely. How much? What's the float on that? 30 million. So it's all right. But with the RS of 98, let's see the financials. Wow, the recent growth in the last 3 quarters is massive, as you can see here. 250%, 500, 800%, and they just doubling the sales on a quarterly basis. So that might be the play here. So I would want to see this movement making its way above, let's call it 310, just for safety. All right. INGR. That's looking pretty good as well. Coming up here for the key pivot level around here. It's got an 87 relative strength. There we go. So we've got some nice room here towards that demand zone around 120 level. Okay. And I think last one I've got on my list is SLNO. Okay. And that's a 97. Yeah, that's a 97 RS here. Improving on EPS, but still negative. But it's coming off this base here as well. Let's look at the volume more closely. Yeah, I think this one's going to be just watch what it does here above, because now it pulled back to this previous resistance, and I need to confirm this as support to bounce back and then move to test highs and move higher. But overall, looking pretty decent. All right, well, we've managed to get through the entire list, guys. I know that was a lot, but I'm just seeing a lot of good setups here. So I did want to I know we've got some new members here on the call, so everybody welcome. We appreciate you joining the momentum trades here. I hope you like what you see. Our main point is to kind of help everyone that is in the group, right, to go after to learn learn the strategy that we found to be consistent, and we've executing on it now for years. And my main aim is to help as many of you guys as possible. So I'm here for you. So there's a lot of channels that offer education in the Discord, then like knowledge channel or daily education channel. So I encourage everyone to go there and take advantage of that content. But to some of you that are quite new with us, I did wanted to have one review of actually two trades. One was CXAI, that overall I think ran for, I think it was like 2,500%, something like that. I don't know. It's just like we get these unicorns once every so often. I think the one before that was a HKD, and I think that was that was like 5,000%. But to those that I knew and those that are still getting a hang of the strategy, as you know, I post the daily watch list about an hour to half an hour before the market open. And the reason for that is that we see all the moves that were to happen in the pre-market, where from my view I am able to judge on the momentum, on the volume, on the interest in the particular sort of momentum play that has the highest potential to make a move during when the market opens. And one of these plays was in fact CXAI, where it took off I think day before in after hours, as you can see here, and then it consolidated here, and then it attempted another move to make another move here later in the pre-market, and put up a new high here at I think it was 274. So what we wanted to see was for that price to take out that pre-market high, which it did over here, right? So it triggered our entry and then initially pulled back. but because our strategy says that, you know, we set our stop losses when the trend is still valid. Our stop loss was, you know, sort of, where was it? Was it somewhere around here, right? 225. There we go. So that was this pullback here, 229, and I want a bit of safety, so we ended up setting 225 for our stop loss. And that gave us enough safety to keep us, you know, in the trade on that pullback over here. And then after the open, or just before the open, it took off and it broke this high. I think I remember I said that if we're going to break that 240 level, as you can see over here, we're going to be exiting, right? But luckily, luckily it didn't. And what happened, you know, the rest was history. But you can see these movements where we just, you know, explode, and we just continue just moving our stop losses up on every single breakout, right? Here, and then we've got another one, re-break, move here, another one, and another one, etc. We did get a failed retest over here, 2 failed retests and a pullback. That would probably stop us out here, and then we would have another opportunity to get back in on the re-break with the stop loss again over here, and then continue on this path, on the same path, just applying the same principle and the same rules like we had done previously, and continue like so and so on. And then, yeah, so eventually end up at 470 something, and then in the pre-market it just, you know, when bonkers completely, and end up going all the way up to 69. So massive trade. You know, if you've been with us for quite some time, you know exactly how to trade those setups and why we go after them. The last one that I want to take a look at here real quick is PTPI. I think this play went up 160%. And I want to just quickly go through why and how, right? Because we had this nice explosion here in the pre-market, but then pulled back, rejected that high, rejected, consolidated, and it was just rejecting that view up level over here. And eventually we start sort of putting in the base and then making, you know, sort of higher, lower highs, and move finally above view up and that key pivot level over here. And that to me was indication. I think I was alerting here at 276, I believe, but it just moved too quick and I wasn't able to press to send that alert quickly enough. So we had this 330 level full confirmation breakout here, 331, with the stop loss, I believe here 255. There we go, 253. So that was it, and then we finally broke out, and as you can see here, the same rules apply. We're making new highs. What was it? 250. And then we just continue moving our stop loss up to a new swing low. Right? Makes sense. So now, you know, great move here, and similar on those how we identify tops. You know, when we get these breakouts here, right? Eventually you're gonna end up with your stop loss being around here. But what you need to be looking for is like, look, it tried to move, but it failed, right? So that's your failed retest. Then it tried again, failed again. and now it's just moving down. So when we get those failed retest, we need to be on the going straight on a defense. And thinking where we're going to be securing profits. So these are the two trades that I wanted to review, and hope this provides some insights into how, why, and where. So I've got here around 12 minutes, and yeah, that's all I got, guys. Any questions, any chart requests that you want me to look at?
Hey, Mr. M, this is John. If nobody else has anything to look at, I'll take a minute if you got it. APLD.
AP.
LD. Lima Delta.
Yeah.
I'm looking maybe for a pullback and then maybe a retest of like that 373 area.
You want to take that for a swing, or?
I don't know. I'm watching it. That's why I'm here asking, asking the man.
Yeah, no, I know. But what you had in mind in terms of, did you want it to swing this, or did you want to take this for? It doesn't have enough volume, in my opinion, to go for momentum. I think it's trading its average, which is around 1.2 million, right? That's what we had, and as you can see, we had some good earnings here. Huge, yeah, nice in terms of the almost 100% here, so 80% in terms of the surprise. So we had this move. So I don't know. I think it's going to have to digest a bit of these gains that it had over the last week. So we may get a handle here forming, right? And then move up. But yeah, I would watch that level here on the sort of above 375 for move. But it seems very how I say this, choppy and barcodey. From the volume is nicely rising, so we might get that move as it puts in that base here. The RS is nice, 98, pointing upwards as well. But from also what I can see here, and I know that you're looking at the same thing, the entry indicated was at 260, right?
Yep.
For
I did enter it for a period.
Right, yeah, for the level, for the target of 320, which had been reached. So I would watch for some digestion of the gains here.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's it.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Yeah, you've been killing it, John.
Thanks to your guidance. I got to tell you, for anybody that's listening that's still on, you've been monumental in getting me. I knew nothing, zero when I came into this, and I've been at it for about 2 years on and off. I've had to take breaks for months at a time, but I definitely saw enough to become a lifetime member, knowing that this is, your guidance has been huge. So I appreciate your time and what you do for us very much.
Yeah, thank you, John. And I just love seeing you grow and seeing all the guys grow in the group. It's as you can tell, it's a process, right? Because you come in. I think we had a couple of one-on-ones, and it takes time to digest. And to some people, this approach this strategy can be counterintuitive, because for some was like, why are the stock had run 150% and why are they buying at the highest possible point, right? So I know how it is, and I know how it looks like, but this worked, right? And Tony, hello Tony, is another member that that has been killing it and been with me for a while, and I get the same reaction. It's like, why are we buying right at the top, right? Because just the probabilities of the move are
Right.
way higher when when you have much more clear room for the stock to run. And to me, if something run, like you can see in the CXAI, right? It already run, from here to there on the first day, and someone will say, well, there's no way that it's going to run, even more, right? But it did. And it's all about, sort of positioning yourself at the right time, the right place, and and also accepting that some of the trades won't be winning ones, right? But managing your risk, I'm sure, as you can confirm, is the key in the whole process, and rules, following the rules.
1%.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Good morning.
For
I just
sure.
found out about this Zoom call. How long have you guys been on?
Oh, we about to. You've got 5 minutes left, Tony. We
Okay.
do this. We do this every week, so at the same time. So
Okay.
but yeah, but we've just John just mentioning that when he started he knew nothing.
Oh, gotcha. Right.
And he's been killing it lately, and I was just we've got some new members here as well, and I've said that you've been with me for quite some time now as well, and
True. Still learning though.
we all are. I'm learning every day.
That's true. That's
I
true.
was actually laughing to myself because John said in the chat, like, I'm completely amateur, and I'm thinking, I was laughing at myself, like, we all amateurs.
Well, we don't see you that way.
Professional
I'll tell you
amateurs.
that. Yeah, professional amateur, whatever you want to call yourself, Matt. You got a lot of knowledge that you are sharing with us, and that's just massive. But yeah, right. And I just see the potential and hope that I can, start to achieve some of that knowledge level that you have at some point. So
Yeah, the puzzles.
appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And me, I'm an open book. I don't hold back
Mhm.
or hide anything. Because I want you guys to be successful. I know perfectly well that at some point, you got to leave me, right? Or stay or stay with me for a regular chat, but that's always been the goal for you guys to come and take what you can and develop the tools that allow you to to do it by yourselves.
Yeah.
And my vision was always for if I can teach someone what I know, that maybe they'll pass it on to their kids, and and it's just ripple effects.
Yep. 100%.
All right, well, that's all I've got. I think one other one. I think TRTN is one other play that I was watching, but I think it's already run a bit here. So I'll be watching for pullback here, because this one has just exploded, and that volume over here, that's a smart money right there. And I don't think that was any buyout or anything like that, but I'll just TRTN.
Wow. Triton.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah. Yeah, I don't it's not a buyout or anything, so I'm just, so if that's the case, then that's a smart money getting behind it, and we like jumping on a whale's back. So I'll continue watching what's happening here, and maybe we'll get a pullback here as well. Oh no, that's yeah. But so that's all for me. I hope that this was useful. I'll prep the video and post it, recording of it as well. But I think I'll also try to post some of the plays from this call onto the watch list channel and near pivot, so you can have we can continue looking at it as well.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
And then we'll do it again next week. So what, tomorrow? So I'm excited. It's been like you said, John, fantastic month, despite some of the noise that we've had along the way, but overall we're doing nicely. So expecting some nice week coming. All right. Well, thank you very much for taking the time on from your Sunday and joining us. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will catch you in the chat. Have
Thanks,
a great
man.
rest of your day. Absolutely. You're welcome. Bye.